Life itself is directed and written by Dan Fogelman and stars Oscar Isaac, Olivia Wilde, Olivia Cooke, Antonio Banderas, amongst some new faces. We follow a young New York couple who goes from college romance to marriage and the birth of their first child, and we see the unexpected twists in their journey and other reverberations reach over continents and throughout lifetimes. Guys, this was my most anticipated film of the year, from the creator of This Is Us, who tells spectacular stories, and from that magnificent first trailer. The trailer had me with just one moment, and it's this one right here.
I'm just waiting for the right moment, because when I ask you out, there's not going to be any turning back for me.
That single line of dialogue is so poignant and true and realistic and relatable. I thought the whole film was going to be like that because Dan Fogelman makes stories that are relatable, realistic, and heartfelt weekly in This Is Us. This film, unfortunately, it's not that. It gets downright soapy, unfortunately. This is a story, or several stories in fact, that are a mess in terms of structure. You don't spend enough time with characters to feel anything for them. And beyond that, the characters don't really make realistic decisions that make sense to who they present themselves to be. Honestly, for people who have already seen the movie, I will not be surprised if any of you tell me that you really dislike Oscar Isaac in this film after he does one specific thing he does, you know what I mean? And there are so many stories that happen through happenstance, you don't really get that heartfelt, raw emotion that the film is looking to give you. From the beginning, it feels like something is wrong in terms of tone, and the whole film is like that. There are these tonal shifts and weird visual storytelling techniques that are great in terms of the risk Dan Fogelman took. They are great in terms of idea, in terms of concept. They really could give something great to this film, but in actuality, in execution, they just come across as botched. I gotta tell you, the performances are really good. Oscar Isaac, Olivia Wilde, Olivia Cooke, Antonio Banderas, the new Spanish actors that I'm sorry I don't remember their names, they are all great, but these stories just seem so engineered and so orchestrated, they don't come across as genuine, as real. And when I watch a movie, I want to forget that what I am watching is fabricated and orchestrated and comes out of the construct of something that someone wrote, because there are so many things in this film that come across so, oh, of course, the script demands it, and you feel like that constantly. These characters, you don't get to know them enough to feel something genuine for them in these life-altering situations that you see happening throughout this film. For the longest time, when we go into Antonio Banderas' story, which is not really Antonio Banderas' story, you kind of ask yourself, why am I watching this? Why am I spending so much time here? For it only to come back around and finally make sense at the very end of the film, and that turns out to be the story you really want to see, but it's not the story you see at all. This film has got some great quotes, but the dialogue gets to a point where it's so excessive and so in your face, it doesn't really allow the director and the visuals and the actors to tell you a story. It just has lines in scene X and scene Y and scene Z that summarize the whole story. At one point, Olivia Wilde's character is giving a thesis in college about the unreliable narrator, and you can just tell what's going to happen from then on in this film. At another point near the end, without spoilers, there's someone who says, I'm not sure whose story I am telling. And that's how you feel throughout this whole film. It's really nobody's story, because it's not a story. It's something that someone wants you to believe is a story, but again, it doesn't come across as genuine. It feels like it has too little and too much at the same time, and some great performances and likable actors, not characters, unfortunately cannot save this mess. I understand how looking at a script, this can look great, can feel great. Again, ideas conceptually, it feels like a great idea. It feels like a grand story that will resonate with so many people all around the world, but unfortunately it just comes across as something that is not genuine, something out of a robot that thought that these were real human moments. I was very much looking forward to this film, but unfortunately I have to give Life itself a C. Let me know, guys, in the comments below if you ever felt this crushingly disappointed with a film. I want to know if I'm alone or not. And let me know what is your most anticipated film of 2018 and what has been your biggest disappointment in 2018. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. I hope to see you this week and so many other reviews coming for you from LFF 2018. And so until then, you stay beautiful, you stay geeky, and if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button, click the bell so you can be geeky united!